Hey everyone, it's Diana and Sam here from Toronto Platinum Realty Team. So today we're going to talk about building generational wealth and financial freedom through real estate. So it's a really important and exciting topic, and let's go.
So one of the most proven ways of doing this is leveraging the equity that you built in your current either principal properties or income properties, and instead of selling those to buy other real estate or more real estate, refinancing it. And by using this strategy, there's a few benefits you're going to have. Number one is you're going to have the best tax benefits possible. And also you're going to be able to continue rinsing, repeating this and multiplying and compounding your wealth by just refinancing and buying more investment properties. So let's go a little bit deeper inside this. Let's talk about, why you should be refinancing your current properties if you have equity in it and using that money to buy more investment properties.
So most people have a ton of money sitting in their properties. They either bought 10 years ago, 15, even houses that you bought 5 years ago, you have a ton of equity sitting in it. And that money is not doing anything for you unless you refinance it and put it into more properties, and then refinance that and put it into more properties. And it just keeps going and going and going. And that's how real estate investors become wealthy.
You got to play the long game. This is not get rich quick type of investment. You're not going to be flipping properties. This is buying and holding. This is a strategy that we use ourselves, and we've helped hundreds of investors over the years. And right now we're at a very unique time. The interest rates are so low that some of our clients are literally refinancing their properties. But because 3 years ago, 4 years ago, the rates were higher, they're able to refinance their property at a lower interest rate and still have about $80,000 to $120,000 extra money to buy more real estate. Think about that. So their payments are going to be almost the same, if not the same, but they just have an extra $100,000 to buy real estate investment. That's just borrowing money at a cheaper rate. That's all it is.
So, for example, if your mortgage payment is $2,500, you're refinancing it with a much lower rate. Now your payments are, let's say, $2,000, and you have that extra $100,000 that now you can go and purchase an income-producing property and collect rent from it.
But it doesn't stop there. There are some of the most unique and best tax benefits you get through doing this strategy. So let us give you an example. First of all, when you refinance your properties, it's tax-free. Basically, your properties become like a tax-free ATM machine. Whereas if you were to sell that property, you would be paying capital gain if it was your income property or second plus properties. And also, the amount that you're refinancing to invest in real estate, it's tax deductible. The interest you pay on that, you can deduct those at the end of the year.
So far, they've made the capital gain. They're not taxing capital gains on principal properties, but they will on income-producing properties. So we are not giving tax advice. We highly recommend that you speak to a tax lawyer or an accountant. But refinancing your property, it does give you a huge tax benefit. Real estate in general gives you a lot of tax benefits.
That's right.
Yeah.
So basically, ultimately, all you're doing is every 4 or 5 years when your mortgage is up and you've had some passive appreciation and rent appreciation, the value of your property ultimately goes up. That's why you're not playing this for the short game. You're playing the long game. So every 4 or 5 years, you're now able to rinse and repeat the strategy and refinance your property and buy more investment properties. So if you were to start today with one property, in 4 or 5 years, you can multiply that into 2, 3 properties. And then in 8 to 10 years, you can turn the 3 into 6 and then the 6 into 12. So it's not it's a longer, a little bit more boring way of doing it, but this is the proven strategy that most wealthy people have used. And a lot of it is because of the tax benefits and also how you're able to compound and multiply your wealth.
So I want to mention something about this because when people think about real estate investing or real estate investors, they think on such a huge scale. They think like it's particular people that can be real estate investors, and that's just not true. Really, all it takes is one property. One property. I have a client who purchased a condo townhouse, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and she bought it for $421,000. She is now on her third property. It takes some patience. She did a little bit of work. She didn't spend too much money on the properties. She did enough to make it cosmetically look nice and rent it out, do the same thing with the second property, and now she's on her third property. By the time in 10, 15 years, she's going to be probably at 20 properties, because the more you own, the more equity you have.
So ultimately, the goal is not to sell any of your properties, is to continue.
Absolutely.
Either if you're buying income properties, like resale properties, you're going to try to add some value, like Diana said, maybe fix up the kitchen, the bathrooms, increase the rent over years. And that's really not anything you need to do. It just happens naturally. But one thing you could do is add value and get your rent prices up, and that ultimately adds value to your property. And then the other way of investing is buying pre-construction, because some people, that's their strategy that would work better for them, because you don't have to pay mortgage for the first 4 or 5 years while the property is being built. And by the time you get the actual key, your property already have made massive price appreciation. So you're going to be able to refinance that property right away, pull out some equity, and do the same thing all over again. We have clients that started in their 20s and now they have more than 20 properties. So anybody can do this.
Personally, we have experience with pre-construction as well. So pre-construction is good for investors who don't want to put the work in. I call it lazy investing, because really you're just parking your money somewhere and letting appreciation do its magic. And honestly, doesn't matter what happens to the market. If you end up getting first access to a pre-construction, if it closes in 4 or 5 years, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to make money. Nothing is guaranteed, but it's almost a guarantee that you're going to make money on it. So there are a ton of options you can take. You just have to, with real estate investors, I find they're very decisive. They're not ever in a rush to do anything, but they're very decisive. If they see something, they quickly make a decision. And you can't be stuck or emotionally involved with a certain area or a type of property. You really just have to decide and make a decision on the numbers, right? The numbers have to make sense.
Numbers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, you got to learn how to leverage and unlock the equity either in your principal home or in your income properties, so you can buy more investment properties and understand the tax benefits. When you're refinancing, it's tax-free. And the amount you're going to use to purchase other investment properties, the interest is tax deductible. So again, we're not tax advisors. You should definitely learn these things and talk to your accountants, and you'll love it. And then the third thing is continue doing this, multiplying and compounding your wealth using this strategy.
So one thing I want to leave you guys with is, I saw something on social media, and the quote said, generational wealth starts with one risk taker. And that really is the case. So I highly, highly encourage you guys to look into this. Don't be intimidated by it. Don't be afraid. It's a beautiful, beautiful strategy for creating financial freedom for yourself.
Especially with today's interest rates being at an all-time low. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you share it with somebody that would find it beneficial. Comment, let us know what you think. If you want to know anything else about this topic, we'll be happy to interview some experts and also talk about the things that you like to know.
So send us a DM if you have any questions, and follow us on our Instagram page at Toronto Platinum Realty Team.
And please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see more videos about real estate and real estate investing. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.